Good evening. Welcome to yoga. My name is Danielle. I want to thank you for joining me to this live stream comeback yoga class. Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit organization that meets veterans where they're at, and sometimes that means providing classes for them at home. This is a level 2 class, and there might be less instruction in a level 2 class versus our other classes. But as far as intensity, it's about the same as a level 1 or a mixed level. And you'll notice that I have 2 yoga blocks and a strap. I always cue these props when I teach. So you don't have to fret if you don't have yoga blocks or a yoga strap. You can use what's in your house. You can use couch pillows or even bed pillows if we're using the blocks to pad your joints. And you don't even need an official yoga strap. You can use a necktie, a belt, a towel. And I'll cue the blocks. You'll probably see me use them a few times, but they're just there in case you need them. You don't have to use them. So this might feel very similar to other yoga classes you've taken before. But comeback yoga classes are taught from a trauma-informed perspective. And so again, the difference there lies in the instruction and some of the little tools that we use. For example, before we even get started, if you could just start to look around at your space, get oriented to what's near your space, figure out where the exits are to your space, and then if there's something that you can do to make yourself even 10% more comfortable, do that now before we get started. That might mean turning your yoga mat so you can see your exit instead of having your back to it. Or if it makes you feel comfortable to have your phone handy and nearby, that's fine, but just place it face down so it doesn't distract you as we begin to move and practice. So now that we're nice and oriented to our space, we're going to get started in a child's pose. Come to hands and knees. Big toes together, knees go wide. Send your hips toward your heels. Your forehead can rest down to your mat, to one of your props. Or you can do what I like to do. Make a little pillow out of your forearms and rest your forehead there. And just begin to notice how you're breathing this evening. Bring some awareness to your inhales and your exhales. And if your breath is coming in a bit short or ragged, start to slow it down. And then begin to deepen your breath. Take a slow and steady inhale through your nose, fill your lungs, the back of your heart with air. And then open up your mouth and sigh all of your air out. Good, do another like that. Inhale, fill up to the top. Exhale, let it go. From here, find a rhythm to your breath that you can maintain for the rest of our class. Keep the slow and the steady inhales. Use your exhales to empty out entirely. Soften your muscles and the hinge of your jaw. And scan your body from head to toe. Take note of any areas that feel tight, tense, or sore. And be mindful of those areas as we begin to move and practice. Take one more deep breath in, fill up. Stay for that exhale, sigh it out. Good, take a look up at your hands. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Bring your forehead down to the floor. And then think about pressing your left hip towards your left heel as you continue to walk your fingertips to the right. You might find some length on your left side rib cage. And take one more inhale. On your exhale, look up at your hands, walk them through center, and then over to the left, forehead down. Can you pin your right hip towards your right heel as you continue to walk your fingertips to the left? And then breathe into your right side rib cage. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, look up at your hands, walk them through center. And then we're going to press up to hands and knees for tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. And your next inhale is a cow pose. Belly lowers and gaze goes forward. Your exhale is cat. Round your spine. Take your gaze down. Good. Do another like that. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine for cat. And then start to take these movements on your own breath. Feel free to stay a bit longer in one of the poses if it gives your spine a good stretch. You can stay with the cat-cow breaths. You can take other movements to open up. Sometimes it feels nice to circle your hips or look over your shoulders. But there's no right or wrong. So just go where your body wants to go. And if you find a tight spot, stay there for a few breaths. Work it out. Slowly come on back to center and reach your right leg long. You'll keep your toes curled and start to shift back and forth a few times. Good. Now take your leg, cross it over to the left. Toes are still down. Look over your left shoulder and bring your gaze to your big toe. Then take one more deep breath here. Slowly on the exhale. Bring your right foot back to center and your right knee down. Good. Do a round of your cat-cow. Let that go. And when you come back to center, it's left leg long, toes stay curled. Good. Shift back and forth a few times. Take your leg, cross it over to the right. Toes are still down. Look over your right shoulder. Bring your gaze to your big toe. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Left knee comes down, a round of your cat-cow. Let that go. And then sit back onto your heels and just give your fingers a little shake. That's a lot of weight bearing on our hands, and we're about to do a bit more. So it's nice just to get your wrists kind of lubricated. I like to pull the fingers down like this on the opposite hand so you get that stretch down your wrist and your forearm. And then do the other one. Give your fingers another little shake, maybe roll out the wrists. We're going to come back to center and find our first downward facing dog. Curl your toes, send your hips high, press your thighs back. And it might feel nice to ease into this first one with movement. So if you want to walk your dog or sway your hips from side to side, feel free to explore that movement. And really try to relax your neck. Nod your head yes a few times. Shake it no. And just allow the crown of your head to be heavy. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. So now we're at the back of the mat. And you can keep a soft bend to your knees here. Maybe it's a more generous bend, but your hands are either going to come down to the floor or hands can reach up and grab for opposite elbows. You can do this pose in stillness. You can sway side to side by shifting the weight back and forth between your feet. And slowly come back to center and release your hands down to the floor. Keep that bend to your knees and roll up to standing slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Neck and head are the last to come up. Nice. And then we're going to meet at the top of the mat, and we'll start to link our breath with movement. So on your next inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. On your exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Come back to that tabletop flat back. And then exhale, fold over your legs and release. Inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. Exhale, your hands to your heart. We'll do two more. Inhale, draw a circle with your hands. Exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale your hands to your shin, shine the crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold over your legs and release. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale, draw a straight line to your heart. One more round. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart. So we'll add on from there. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale your hands to your shins. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, come up high on your toes. Shift forward to plank, the top of a push-up, and pause. On our exhale, we're coming down to the floor. You can always lower your knees down first. Everything hits the mat. Tops of the feet are flat. Inhale to a low cobra. Lift up your chest, roll your shoulder heads back. And then exhale, chest to the mat. Press up through hands and knees. Find your downward facing dog. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for the exhale, let it go. Inhale, come up high on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, take tiny little steps to the top of your mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. And then exhale, soft bend to your knees as you fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank and pause. Exhale, come on down to the floor, knees lifted or lowered. Tops of the feet are flat. Inhale to a Cobra Pose. Press down into the tops of your feet. Like a wave, lift your chest. Loop your shoulders at the top. Then exhale, come down. You can find downward facing dog through plank or tabletop, yogi's choice. Take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for that exhale, let it go. Inhale, come up high on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale your arms up and overhead. And then exhale, hinge at your hips and fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, Cobra Pose, offer your heart. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Good, take one inhale here as we hold. Stay for that exhale, let it go. Good, come on down to hands and knees. And you're gonna reach the right leg long. And I think I'm gonna show you the side view from here, so you can kind of see where we're going with this. The right leg goes long, the right toes lift up, and the toes point down so your hips stay neutral. Now, reach your left fingertips forward as if you were about to shake someone's hand. Take an inhale, find length through your fingers and your toes. And then on your exhale, your hand goes to the left, your leg goes to the right. Inhale, back to center, lengthen. Exhale, knee and elbow together, hold. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, over to the side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knee to chest, elbow to knee, hold. One more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale together. Inhale, reach long. We'll hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand and knee come down. A round of your cat-cow. Let that go. Good. Now I'll come back over this way. Left leg goes long. Left toes lift up. Right fingertips reach forward. Pull your low belly up and in. Take an inhale. And then exhale, leg to the left, arm to the right. Inhale back to center, extend. Good. Exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, back to center, lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee together. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale, reach long. Let's hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand and knee comes down and take a well-deserved child's pose. Use the next 3 rounds of breath just to reground and reconnect. And feel how the mat and the floor support you in this pose. Allow yourself to rest in that support. And then one more inhale here, fill up. Stay for that exhale, let it go. Good. Come on up to hands and knees, and then find your downward facing dog. Hips go high, thighs press back. Inhale and reach your right leg high and back. Exhale, bring your knee into your chest, look forward. Bring your right foot to your right thumb for a lunge. And then back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, come up to Anjali Asana, low lunge. On your exhale, we're going to take an open twist. Left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, look past your right thumb. And then exhale, bring your right hand to the back of your left leg, and then align your left tricep with your ear. Good. And then reach your right arm up and overhead. Palms come together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, hover your torso forward. And then exhale to a closed twist. Take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Press down into your palms and roll your right shoulder open and back. One more inhale here. And then on your exhale, release your hands to frame your front foot. This is where I recommend the blocks. We're going to take a half splits. Straighten the right leg, flex your right foot. Start to walk your blocks or your fingertips underneath your shoulders. You want to curl your right toes towards your right knee so you get a stretch to the entire back of your leg. Tailbone is heavy, and then there's a length from your tailbone up to the crown of your head. Notice where the sensation starts to build. And then try to send your breath there. Good. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bend into your front knee. Release your blocks. And you're going to lift your left leg up to a lunge and shoot your right leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to your back bend, offer your heart. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Inhale and breathe your left leg high and back. Exhale, bring your knee into your chest, look forward, left foot to left thumb lunge. Back knee lowers, back foot's flat. Inhale, come up, low lunge. Exhale to that open twist, right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, take your gaze past your left thumb. Exhale, left hand to the back of right hip, align your right tricep to your ear. Good. Tailbone gets heavy as hips scoop forward. Inhale, left arm up to meet right, palms together. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Inhale, hover your torso forward. And then exhale to that closed twist. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Press down into your palms. Align your chin with your fingertips, as if you were in seated meditation. And that'll take the crankiness out of your neck. Take an inhale. Exhale, release your hands down to frame your front foot, and if you want to use those props again, and on any height, you're going to straighten the left leg, flex the left foot. Bring your props or your fingertips directly underneath your shoulders. And press your left heel forward as you send your left hip back. And one more inhale. Exhale, bend back into your front knee. Curl your right toes, lift up to a lunge. Send your left leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, find downward facing dog. All right, take an inhale here as we hold. Stay for your exhale, let it go. Inhale, come up high on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale your arms up and overhead. And then exhale your hands to your heart. Good. So bring your feet wide to the edge of your mat. Your heels are in, your toes are out. And then you're going to sit down into your hips. Bring your hands down to the floor like you're a frog about to hop away. And then just little movement side to side. It doesn't have to look like me. But I've always found that this pose, which we're working into, a squat, is easier done when you ease into it with a little movement. And then you'll come back to center, and here's a little tip. If you have a prop, you can place it underneath your sitting bones like so. Good. Bring the palms of your hands together. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Use your elbows to gently press your legs open. Now plant your left hand down, twist your right arm open. Come back to center. Plant your right hand down, twist your left arm open. Come back to center. Plant your hands to the mat and send your hips high, and then bring your feet into hip-width distance apart. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, and then exhale, fold over your legs. Plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale and reach your right leg high and back. Exhale, bend your knee and stack your hips. So it might feel nice to circle your ankle or maybe circle your knee. If you prefer stillness, let the right heel get heavy to the left side of your mat, and you'll feel your top hip fan open. Re-square your hips, bring your knee into your chest, look forward. Bring your right foot between your thumbs, your back heel will drop. Inhale, the left arm guides you up to a warrior two. Exhale, adjust your stance. Bring your front thigh more parallel to your mat. Let your tailbone get heavy. Reach your fingers so far away from you, it feels like your arms could grow another inch. Keep the length in the arms. Relax your shoulders down your back. Good, now look forward, flip your right palm, and on your next inhale, reverse. Right arm comes up and over your ear. Back hand can rest lightly on back leg. And then exhale, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Bring your back heel in a click. Start to reach forward slow. And when you can't reach anymore, bottom hand comes down and top arm twists open. Triangle pose. Now listen, it's where you can use a prop underneath your hand to bring the floor closer to you. And really engage your legs in this pose. Press down so firmly into your feet, it feels like you'll bring your front heel and your back arch together. But your feet won't move, you're on a sticky mat. And take an inhale. And then on your exhale, bring your left hand down to your hip. Bend your right knee. You're going to walk your fingertips or your prop in front of you and lift your back leg up. Good. Once you've lifted your left leg up, stack your top hip on top of your bottom hip. And there's a soft micro bend to your right knee here. Once you have all that, then reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. Good. And see if you can lift your left heel just a little higher. One more inhale. And then on your exhale, nice soft landing back to your warrior two. Inhale as you settle. Exhale, sweep down to lunge. Step your right leg to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, Cobra Pose. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Inhale and breathe your left leg high and back. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips. If you want movement, take it. If you prefer stillness, find it. Re-square hips, bring knee into chest, look forward. Left foot between your thumbs, back heel drops. Your next inhale is a warrior two, your right arm guides you up. I'm going to turn so you can see me. On your exhale, adjust your stance. Front thigh more parallel to the floor. Tailbone drops. Fingers reach away. Shoulders move down your back. Look forward, flip your left palm and reverse on your inhale. Left arm up and over your ear. Can you feel a stretch from your left elbow down to your left hip crease? Exhale back, warrior two. Straighten your front leg, bring your back heel in a click. Start to reach forward slow. And remember to have a prop with you just in case. And then when you can't reach anymore, bottom hand down, top arm twist open, triangle pose. If you want, get your prop ready underneath your hand. Press down firmly into the big toe of your front foot and the heel of your back foot. Let your chest spin open. Then your gaze can either be up towards the ceiling or down towards the floor, just depending on how your neck feels. One more inhale. Exhale, right hand down to hip, left knee bends. You'll walk your block or your fingertips in front of you and lift your back leg up. Good. First, you want to lift your heel. Then you want to stack your hips. Keep reaching the heel up towards the ceiling, and then your fingertips can also reach up towards the ceiling. There's a soft micro bend to your left knee. So shine the crown of your head forward as you press your right heel away and up. Take an inhale. Nice and easy, slow and steady. Release back into your warrior two. Inhale as we settle. Exhale, sweep it down, step it back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, Cobra Pose. And then exhale up to hands and knees. And go ahead and take a seat. Give your legs a little shake. Bring your prop up. You might need that a little later. And then bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall open wide. So we're going to do a seated cat-cow here. On your inhale, it's cow pose. Shift your chest forward. Take your gaze up to the ceiling. Your throat is open. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin for cat. And then do that again. Inhale, cow pose. Then exhale, round your spine for cat. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And then release what you're holding on to. We'll fold forward from here. And I just want to show you how you can use your props to make this pose more accessible. You can wedge your props to the arches of your feet on any height so that when you hinge forward at your hips, your forehead has a place to rest. So that would be option one. Option two, you use just the one block, same premise. Option 3, no props at all. So that with a nice tall spine, sitting bones down and crown of the head up, you hinge forward at your hips and fold. And then to deepen, you can start to walk your fingertips away from you. Let your spine round here. Notice where you're holding your stress. Is it the back of your neck? Is it the space between your shoulder blades? Maybe it's your low back or your hips. Wherever that tension is, send your breath there. What can you soften? And what can you let go of? And take one more inhale here. Slowly on the exhale, start to walk your fingertips back. Lift up your chest. And then close your knees and give your legs a little shake. Good. From the side view, I want you to take your 2-piece fingers and circle grip your right big toe. And then you're going to lift your leg, bend your knee, and cradle your shin with your hands and your arms. This is called rock the baby. So start to rock side to side. And just bring some awareness to your right hip. And then cross your right leg on top of your left. Press your sitting bones down as you reach the crown of your head up. Your left hand's going to hug your top knee and your right arm's going to go behind you. That's going to allow your right shoulder to roll open and back. Take your gaze either forward, center, or past your right shoulder. You always want to be mindful of your neck in a twist. One more deep breath. On your exhale, walk your fingertips to center all the way over to the left for a counter twist. And tent your fingertips down and let your elbows flare as you dip your chest forward. All right, one more inhale. Now on your exhale, come back to center, give your legs a little shake. Now take your left piece fingers. Circle grip your left big toe. Lift up your leg, bend your knee, and cradle your shin. Rock side to side here. Bring some awareness now to your left hip. Cross your left foot on top of your right leg. Nice tall spine. And your right hand's going to hug your top knee as your left arm comes behind you. This allows your left shoulder to roll open and back. And then you decide where you want to take your gaze. Forward, center, or past your left shoulder. And take an inhale. Slowly on the exhale, come back to center. Walk your fingertips over to the right for that counter twist. Tent your fingertips, let your elbows flare. Dip your chest forward. One more inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Give your legs a little shake. Good. Now we're coming down to our backs, but before we do, place your blocks on either side of your mat, kind of where your knees are going to land when you come down to lie on your back. And I want you to take your prop where you can reach it. Once you get all the way down, take a nice good morning stretch. Reach through your fingertips and your toes, circle out your wrists and circle out your ankles. And then hug your knees into your chest. It might feel nice to sway side to side or draw some circles on the ceiling with your feet. Take a little movement here to give your low back some love. Keep the right knee into the chest and bring your left foot down to the floor. Locate your prop and loop it around the ball mount of your right foot. Send your right leg to the ceiling and start to walk your hands up your strap. You want to straighten your arms best you can while still keeping your shoulders pressed down to the mat. So if your shoulders want to lift, give yourself a little slack on your strap or your prop. And then if you haven't already, start to straighten your left leg. Feel the left heel slide across the mat and kick it forward like you're trying to kick a wall in front of you. And as you do that, continue to press your right heel up towards the ceiling. Both legs are engaged here. And take an inhale. And then on your exhale, take the strap into your left hand, your right arm out to the side for support. You're going to move your leg over for a twist. And the prop is there to support your top leg if you need it. If you don't use the prop. Let go of the grip on your strap and bring your arms out to the side like a T. Think of your right shoulder blade as the anchor to this pose. And gently press it down to the mat, even if it doesn't touch all the way. It'll give you a sense of grounding. Your gaze starts up at the ceiling where it can stay, but you can also take your gaze away from your legs towards your right thumb. And take one more inhale. On your exhale, locate your prop and guide your leg back to center. Remove the strap. Give your right knee a little squeeze. And then right leg's going to go long to meet the left. Hug your knees back and towards your chest. Take that movement, release your low back. Bring your right foot down, keep the left knee in, and loop your strap around the ball mount of your left foot. Straighten your left leg towards the ceiling and start to walk your hands up your strap. Good. Now straighten the right leg. Feel the right heel slide across the mat. Right heel kicks forward. Left heel kicks up towards the ceiling. Both legs are strong and engaged. So take an inhale. Exhale, bring the strap into your right hand, left arm out to the side. Now you take your twist over to the right, and you've got that block to support your top leg if you need it. Arms come out to the side like a T, and figure out where you want to take your gaze, up at the ceiling or towards your left thumb. And remember that now your left shoulder blade is your anchor. Gently press it down to the mat, even if it doesn't touch all the way. Take one more deep breath here. Slowly on the exhale, locate your strap and guide your leg back to center. Remove and hug your left knee in, and then left leg can go long to meet right. Bend your knees, bring your feet flat, and then the soles of your feet come together as your knees fall open wide. You've got blocks to support your knees. If you don't need the blocks, scoot them off to the side. You can really rest your hands wherever they're comfortable in this posture. I really like to bring my hands to my belly, below my belly button in this one. Sometimes it's just easier to stay connected to your breath when you can feel it. And you might notice that when you inhale, your belly rises underneath your hands. When you exhale, your belly lowers and moves away from your hands. And let every inhale and exhale take you a bit deeper into the pose. Feel how the mat and the floor supports you. And let yourself rest into the support. And take one more deep breath here. Stay for your exhale. Let it go. Take your hands to the outside of your knees. Gently close your knees together. Your knees are going to stay bent. You're going to keep one block or prop in your hand. You're going to lift up your hips and place your prop to your low back for a supported bridge. Feel your feet press down into the floor. Feel your hips get heavy on your prop. Feel your shoulder blades spread and widen beneath you. And then the back of your head, the base of your skull, also supported by your mat and by the floor. Now, if you're having tension in your low back and your hips in this posture, walk your feet wide to the edge of the mat. That's going to give your pelvis a little bit more space. And remember to stay connected to that rhythm of your breath, the slow, steady rhythm of your breath. You can stay like this with your knees bent and your feet flat. Or you can bring your knees in towards your chest and then lift your legs up towards the ceiling. This is waterfall. It's an inversion. And what that means is that you're reversing your blood flow. The science behind that is that it has a calming effect on your body and your mind when you reverse your blood flow. So it's a really good pose to do at the end of class to get you ready for our final pose, our rest pose. Now very slowly float one of your feet down to the floor and then allow the other one to follow. Lift your hips up off your prop, scoot it over to the side, and hug your knees into your chest. You can stay with knees to chest, or you can take a happy baby. So for happy baby, grab for the sides of the feet with your hands and then pull your hips down in the direction of the floor. Either pose is fine. You can add movement to either one. And I encourage the movement. It's one last opportunity to give your low back a little love before we take our rest. Good. Now you can release what you're holding on to, either your knees or your feet, and let your legs go long. So we'll set up for our rest pose. I want you to take a moment here and shift your hair, your body, your clothes. Get as comfortable as you can in this position. For some of us, that's going to be legs long. If it's more forgiving on your low back and hips, you can always bend your knees and bring your feet flat. Let your hands rest where they're comfortable, and then return to your natural and spontaneous breath. The breath that enters and leaves your body without any kind of an effort. Once again, tune into how the floor and your mat supports you. Back of your head gently supported by the mat. Feel the weight of your shoulders underneath you. Feel the weight of your glute muscles. And feel your heels press down into the floor. You are supported. What can you soften? What can you let go of? If you have more time to devote to your rest pose, I recommend another 5 to 10 minutes here. If you're ready to be guided out, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes and sway your head from side to side. Bring your knees in towards your chest, roll all the way over to either your left or your right side, and just pause there. Use the strength of your top hand to press up to a seat. And as you come up to seated, bring the palms of your hands together, press your thumbs into your sternum. Feel your heartbeat underneath your thumbs. I want to thank you so much for joining me for practice this evening. And I hope to see you again next week. Take care.